Okay, hey everyone. So I'm going to be making the no knead bread. Um, I'm making some lentil and bean soup tonight for dinner. So I thought some fresh bread would go with it. We're not big bread eaters, so I don't make it that often. When I do, I usually just give it away to family. But anyhow, so I've got 3 cups of bread flour. Now you can use all-purpose if you want, but we're going to use bread flour today. Going to use, now you can use the packs. I don't know, I don't buy packs. I buy the active dry yeast. So I'm going to use a half a teaspoon, excuse me, of that. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. Now normally I use the pink Himalayan salt, but I am all out, so table salt it is for today. Alright, so that is your main dry ingredients. Now what I'm going to show you is optional, okay? So I got some oregano, and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of that. Okay, so just a little bit, maybe even less than that, maybe even just a half teaspoon. And then basil, I'm going to use, again, I think I'll go with a quarter of a teaspoon. I think that's what is better, because a half seemed to be a lot. So I'm going to do a quarter teaspoon of that as well. And then last, some thyme. Okay, so another quarter of a teaspoon of that. Now this is, like I said, optional. You don't even have to add these. I mean, once you put your yeast and your salt and your flour, that would be all you need. Next, you're going to need some hot water, about 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups. I've got 1 3/4 here, but I'm only going to put 1.5 in. Just a little bit more. Okay. Now some people use spoons. Nah, I say get in with your hands and just stir it. That's what makes this fun. Now this dough will be sticky, like really, really sticky. Okay. I might have to add that other quarter. Yep, I'm going to have to. Now you don't want it super, super sticky. Like you don't want it runny sticky, but you want it sticky, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'll show you. Today's really, really dry. So I might have to use the full 1.25 cups. It's looking like I'll have to. Yep, I'm going to have to. I think I got less than 1/4 cup, like 1/16 of a cup left now. So, anyhow, so you just keep mixing it. So, I'm going to continue to mix, and then when it gets to all mixed, and then I'll show you what else to do. Okay, so this is, let me flour this so I can show you. So this is the consistency you want. So see, it's sticky but not over wet. Okay, So that's what you want. Now you're going to cover this and let it sit for 3 hours. Okay, so, and that's minimum. I mean, you can actually let this sit, 8 to 12 hours if you wanted, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the 3 hours. So I'm going to end it here, and then, well, you want to cover it, you want to cover this with some plastic wrap or with a tea towel or something, and put it somewhere where it's not in direct light, okay? Let it sit somewhere for 3 hours minimum, and then when I'm done, I will be back and I'll show you the rest. Okay, so now the dough has rested, and you can see it has definitely risen, double its size. So what we're going to do is, we don't want to like take out all of the air. We definitely want to keep some of the air, okay? So we're going to set this aside, and we're going to put just a little bit, like maybe an eighth or even a 16th of the amount of flour, okay? Because we don't want to add really any more flour. We're just wanting to take away the stickiness, okay? Now, I don't have my dough scraper, so I'm going to have to go with my hands. So I'm going to flour them. I'm just going to pull it out as best as I can. I mean, you can see it is still super, super sticky. And try to just let it fall out. I mean, because like I said, you don't want to take out the air. And I'm one of those people that, like, get that last little bit, like, don't leave that, like, I watch videos and I see them leave, like, so much goodness. I probably even left some goodness in there, but I watch those people that leave, like, all of that goodness in their dough, and I'm like, no. So we're gonna sprinkle just a little bit more, okay, and we're just going to form it into a bowl, like a bowl shape, or a round shape. So it's, I don't know how you call it, just you want to round it, okay? Now some people will put like little X marks and stuff, I don't know if this will do it. Yeah, it will. It's sharp enough. Okay, so there we go. A little bit. Alright. So there we go. Little. I mean, this is just for us for dinner, so I'm not going to make it all super duper pretty. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside and show you. So, I don't have a cast iron Dutch oven, but I do have this, and oh my gosh. Now, it is a cast iron, but it's got the, I think it's called the porcelain. But I'm going to just put a little bit of flour on the bottom. Not a lot, just enough so that it don't stick. And you're going to take, and you're going to put your dough. And now you're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees, okay? And you're going to let this, you're going to cover it with a towel, and you're going to let it rest for about 35 minutes, minimum 35 minutes, okay? Because you want it to come back, because you kind of let out all of the air by taking it out and stuff. So let it rest for another 35 minutes minimum. Preheat your oven to 450, and then you're going to bake it for about, you're going to want to watch it, from 30 minutes on, so it can take from 30 to 45 minutes. So, but I'll show you. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So anyhow, let it rest, let it sit for 30 minutes, or 35 minutes, excuse me, or more. I mean, more is better, but minimum 35 minutes. Okay, so it is now time to bake this, and I made one mistake, but it's no big deal. I mean, this actually, you can just bake it this way, but I'm going to use some parchment because I want it more crispy and not hard on the bottom, if that makes sense. I mean, so you can bake it this way if you want that hard crust that, which I guess would be good for this soup, but I don't want that. I just want a crispy bottom and a crispy top. So I'm going to literally, and you can see that it is risen. So I'm going to just gently bring it up. See if I can do this. And I'm going to put some parchment paper down. Try to, and set it back down as easily as I can. Okay. I have not let this risen fully yet. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, it's risen some. It's only been like, I don't know, I think 15 minutes out of the 35, so I am going to go ahead and let this rest again, covered, and then I will, and I'm not going to come back. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Yeah, I'll come back. So, when it's done, now I gotta go wash my hands. Okay, so when it's done, I'll be back and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I let it sit for the rest of the 35 minutes, and I did give it an extra 10 minutes just because I did mess with it. I don't have a cast iron Dutch oven, but I do have this Dutch oven. I think it's got, what do they call it? I think it's, oh, I don't know what they call it, porcelain. It's got the porcelain, so I do have this, so I'm going to cover it, okay, and now I'm going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes, and I'm going to watch it. So you're going to put it for 30 to 45 minutes, and you're going to watch it, okay? And then when it starts getting to that really nice, not dark golden brown, like not that done brown, but like when it gets a nice color, you're going to take the lid off, okay? And then you're going to bake it for another 10 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it. So every 5 minutes, check on it, because you don't want it to get overdone. Alright, so this will be the end of this video until I pull the bread out. Alright. Okay, so this is going to be the final video until it comes out. I forgot to mention, you need, when you preheat the oven, put your cast iron Dutch oven, or like mine, it's a porcelain Dutch oven, preheat it, okay? Oop, didn't mean to bump you. So preheat the oven with your cast iron, alright? And now I'm going to try to attempt, without burning myself, okay. And I'm just going to pop this in. Kind of try to straighten it up as best I can. That was like the worst. I need to get better. Oh, yeah, see, don't do what I did. I need to get some better parchment. Well, I'll tell you what, this dough or bread will definitely have some character. That is for sure. Okay. Yeah, that looks really sad. That looks really, 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 really sad. I promise you, normally it don't come out like this, but I have found that trying to record videos and cooking is really difficult. I mean, I guess if I was only recording one thing at a time, it wouldn't be so bad, but I'm trying to record my bean and lentil soup and the bread, so I'm finding it really difficult. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring it in. I know he looks sad, but he will be very good. I promise you. All right, because he smells so good. All those herbs. Oh my gosh, you can totally smell all of those herbs. Oh, I am just. Oh, it makes me so hungry. So I'm gonna to end it here. Don't forget, bake it at the 450 once you've got your pan heated at the 450. Cover it with the lid for 30 minutes and start checking on it. So it'll cook for 30 to 45 minutes with the lid. So, you know, like after 30 minutes, open up the lid, check on it. If it's still not got that light brown texture with kind of a, not a hard crunch, but like that soft crunch sound. If it doesn't have that, keep the lid on, put it in. Once it comes to that kind of a little darker than that golden brown, then you'll take the lid off and bake it for another 5 to 15 minutes. Again, every 5 minutes you will not take the lid off, you will open up the oven, check it, tap it. I'll try and show you then. It'll be one-handed, but I'll try and show you then. So until then, I will see you. Actually, I'll see you when I do that part, or when I bring it out. One or the other. Alright, see you in a moment. Okay, yay! I'm so excited. So, the bread did take 35 minutes to cook, and then it took 10 minutes, well, excuse me. It took 35 minutes to cook with the lid on, and then it took 10 minutes to cook without the lid. So, I'm going to try, no. Oh. Hold on, let me grab, I don't know, a spatula. I think that'll help better. Okay, so I've got a handy dandy spatula. Let's see if we can't get this out because it is still super hot. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm showing you like the worst part of me rather than the better side of me. Alright, so we're going to take this off of the paper. And look at that. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear that? That sounds so good. It actually looks good. I mean, for as sad, I mean, I did kind of mess with it and I shouldn't have, but still gonna be good eats. So this will be the last until I plate. I think I said that last time, but I forgot, you know, I've got to plate the stuff. So, I'm going to let this cool though, because you don't want to cut open the bread while it's hot. You want to wait until it comes at least to room temperature. Like, I mean, you can cut a little bit before, but you really do want to wait. So, I will see you then. Okay, so, we can't wait any longer. It's still probably too hot. Actually, it is still too hot, but we can't wait any longer. It's getting late, and we want to eat, so. Just going, can you hear that? Oh, look at that, look at that. Oh, and the smell is so amazing. that one was probably too thin. It's got a nice crust on the bottom. These will have to get kind of like cut in half, I guess, because these are pretty big. Oh, it's so soft in the center, like so super soft. Oh, look at this. Look at those. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Alright, so I am going to steal a little piece. Just, did you hear that? Oh my gosh. Oh man. My family's going to love this. Okay, so there's the bread. Definitely look forward to the soup. I haven't decided if the soup's going to go before or after this video, but definitely look forward to those. So there is the no knead bread in one day. And I will see you guys next time. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend and hope y'all have a good week. Till then, bye-bye.